I want to build a house in The Sims, but the floor plan is a maze. I got this idea from Sandra Pica. She's an incredible creator. Please go check her out. So the way this works is we're gonna bring up our maze generator, randomly generate a maze, build it with walls in The Sims, and somehow make that work as a house. And real quick before we get into it, I am part of the EA Creator Network and I've been gifted a couple packs in the past. I do also have a creator code Sarah that you can use when checking out on the EA app or thesims.com. If you'd like to financially support me, I will make a small commission. Don't feel like you have to. Let's get to the video. So obviously if we take one square as one tile, we're not going to have a lot of functionality in the house. So this maze generator, which I'll link down below, lets you create a mask where you can block off sections and then it will generate the maze around that. I think somewhere we're going to have a bathroom, so I'm kind of thinking we just give a little 4-tile box for that. And I'll do it in the center of the house because who needs a window, right? So I'm going to click randomize and let's see our floor plan. Oh, I'm actually having so many ideas already. We have a little like box up here going. There's a wall here and a wall here. We have this and then like the entry is here. And then there's another nook right here and I think we go 1 tile more across. Somehow I feel like that's more tiles than I bargained for. Oh, it is. Okay, we have this and then this right here is the entry point. I'm trying to think of what we should do with this little area right here because this seems like pretty secluded in the grand scheme of all areas of this house. That could be something, but I don't know what. In here is our 4-tile room that I gave us so that we could have a bathroom. And then we have these like long hallway, 2-tile hallway pieces right here. And then I think there is the back opening. I'm actually going to upload this to the gallery in case you want to have a go at it. It just occurred to me, am I allowed to add archways? An idea did just come to me, but I don't know if it'll work if I can't add archways. I'm really tempted to use this door because I have that 2-tile area, but to keep with the integrity of the maze, maybe I should just let that be the entry. I have no idea what kind of style I want to build in either. I kind of maybe was thinking like shipping container eco lifestyle concept, because why else would it look like this? But there could be a lot of reasons why it looks like this. There's also no bump out, which makes roofing like really boring. I kind of think something like this could be cute. And you know, now that I think about it, I actually don't want to do too much else before we know our floor plan. Okay, well, we know our floor plan, but I mean, before we know what each room is going to be, I've added this new flooring from the Grange mudroom kit, but I don't know if I'm committing to it. It looks like a business lot, I feel like. I wanted to see if there was anything that we could maybe fit in here to make sense as the entryway. We have this new tall cabinet. My game just froze. My game just froze. Oh, I think I just accidentally marked something as a favorite and I didn't mean to, and the game did not like that. We have this new single pair of shoes that we can add in here. I don't know why things aren't slotting to this middle shelf. That is a little bit frustrating. Over on this wall, we could do this really nice mirror. I wish we would be able to do a hallway table somewhere. I don't think we can do it right here. I just do not think that that would be functional. But speaking of functional, before we go any further, it is important to note that the general rule, the one that I go by, is that Sims normally need half a tile to be able to get by something. So this could work. I have Bob Pancakes here, so Bob, could you go here? Wait, he's on the move. He's on the move. Oh wow, he did it. Good job, Bob. Everyone say good job, Bob. This is my first time really like checking out the stuff in the new kit. If you're wondering why that's kind of only what we're using here, it is so hard to see. If I do the walls down, you don't really get the full picture because the walls up is such an important part of this. But with the walls up, I'm like, what am I looking at? You know what I just realized? The shoes in the new kit are so much bigger than the other shoes in the game. Oh, do we get an entryway mat? I wonder if I could just put that right there. That could be okay. I actually really like that as our entry area. And now we have to think about what this area and this area are going to be. I'm kind of wondering if I could squeeze in just a little bit of laundry right there because we have our tiles carrying over and that's something you'd probably want a tiled area for. And something I want to test out is if I can add the laundry bin right here and have this still be functional. So we're gonna be testing as we go today, just because this is a build that is going to require a ton of play testing and I want you to see what works and what doesn't. Okay, Bob, if I ask you to add this laundry to the washing machine, he doesn't like the decor in here, but it's looking like, wait, no. What if I put the laundry bin there by the window? Could he do it then? Oh, he could. It looks really quite awkward, but it is functional. All of a sudden, my favorite plant, the Authority, looks huge. I love it because it's small and it can kind of just like slide in corners very easily. And I'm like, oh my God, it's too big for this house. I'm kind of thinking a light toned hardwood for most of the rest of the house here. And so moving back to this area, I kind of want this to be a reading nook, which is going to require a very skinny bookshelf. We have this university one, but we also have this growing together one. And if we go by the half tile rule, that might be functional, but I'm not getting my hopes up. However, we do have this Enigma bookcase. This looks so ridiculous with the little chair. Or maybe we could do that one in a green because we have some green going on already. And I feel like you need a good lamp in a reading area. I'm like, we could do a tiny one like that, though that kind of feels interrogation-like. Like imagine you're just sitting here trying to read and it's like, boom. I think all of the standing ones are going to feel like that. We could do a smaller overhead light. Before I go any further, Bob, can you go here? You can't because of the bookshelf? I can definitely slide this into the wall a bit more. No way he still can't go there. So he can go through the other side, and I think something I don't want to do is make something only accessible via one entry to the maze, because that kind of defeats the purpose, right? Oh my God, wait, and this is in the way too? Wait, you have to be kidding. He's like, I don't know who said I need half a tile. I need a whole tile, please. I pushed it into the wall a little bit. It doesn't look great. So for this area over here, what if we just did this really small one from the Cozy Kitsch kit? Wait, bro, I didn't even touch this. What do you mean? I'm actually going to try to do the Cozy Kitsch ones over here because it seems like these can push a lot farther into the wall than the other one. Okay, that would work. I guess we could do some curtains. I am currently blanking on what to do on this wall. My first thought is, since we're coming out of the book area, to do like different book covers, but I'll revisit this. So that brings us to where Bob is currently standing, which is the kitchen. The reason that I thought this would work well as a kitchen is because we have 4 little nooks like this. So that's a counter, a sink, a fridge, and a stove, which is all that you need. I think maybe we'll put the counter right here, the stove in this nook, the fridge over here, and the sink in here. And so functionality tests, the fridge is functional, this counter is functional, the stove is functional, and the sink is functional. I kind of want to put a window right there. Oh no, wait, Eliza's here. She's like, why did you just move out? And he's like, sorry, I had a task. I had a secret mission to go test the functionality of this weird house that this girl is building in The Sims. Anyway, maybe we just do a small cabinet above there. Oh, we should do a smoke alarm, huh? And who would have guessed I forgot a burglar alarm? Let's add that right now. I was just trying to think of a storyline, and I love that my first thought was, well, maybe they're a wall manufacturer. Maybe they just have a bunch of leftover walls. No, maybe, no, this is even more ridiculous. I was going to say, what if it's like an alien species of Sims that are very genetically similar to Sims, but actually if you go all the way up, their evolutionary line starts with moles. So they have some innate calling to dig tunnels through the house. That's why they want their house like that. Or no, maybe it's like Animorphs. Wait, I know. This is probably just a test build in the Severance universe. If you've watched the show, you know, like with all the hallways, that's what it is, obviously. Okay, time to lock back in and be serious. Did I want tile in here in the kitchen? I do think it provides a nice separation of space. I just don't know if I'm committed to that. We'll do this shelf over the sink, and do we want to do some more shelves also? It's a super tight squeeze, but it's also like, where else are we going to get any kind of clutter? And on this wall, I was hoping we could get the aprons. Since we can't clutter this counter, we can do a little bit of like wall clutter, a cutting board, and some knives, and we'll do some utensils right above the stove. Let's do another functionality test and hope all of our clutter did not interfere with this. Oh wait, and before he comes over here to the counter, I did want to add a bin. I'm hoping that that won't be too much of an issue. Okay, well, it looks like he can do everything that we want in the kitchen, and I am satisfied with the amount of clutter, so I think let's move on to the living area. Yes, this is the living area. This is where I was wondering if I could do archways, but now I'm thinking I don't want to do that anymore. I don't think that there's any one specific rule about windows. I don't even know if there are rules, but I was thinking we could put a window right here and a chair on either side, because that way, if you want to sit down with whoever you're with, it's like you're there. It's like you're on a couch. There's just a giant window and wall in between. But now I'm actually kind of going back to the archway idea, because would there be a way that we could put the archway in here? I can't even say this without laughing. And then put a love seat right there. I don't expect him to be able to scooch Or maybe I should have. I underestimated you, Bob. How do we make that make sense? That's actually incredible. Of all things, why is that something that's functional? I'm kind of mad that I tested that because now I'm kind of like, I have to do it. It's so weird. If I saw this in a house, I'd be like, no, I am not purchasing this home or anything of the sort. But it works for how I want this challenge to work. And now, because that was not enough, can we hang string lights up on either side of the archway to make it cute, to give it a little ambiance? If we have to have this pillar here, might as well make it cute. Sorry, I'm actually really liking this house. I can't even. It's so ridiculous, but it works. And it also looks so good with this wallpaper. This is new from the Grange Mudroom kit that came out today, or well, last week, whenever you're watching this. And this love seat is from the Refined Living Room kit. Both of those are creator kits. If you are picking those up, I do encourage you to use those custom content creators codes, by the way. But the next question is, how are we getting a TV in here? What is skinny enough to allow a sim to get in and sit? Oh my gosh, could it be the Spade like square cube thingy? I can really push that into the wall. Wow. It feels so absurd to do that giant TV. What if we did one of the painting TVs and we sized it down? Because that way it stays really flat on the wall. You're gonna have to be sitting like this on the couch all the way in your corner to get a full view of the TV. But honestly, that was going to happen whether we put the archway in or not. I would like to have some cute clutter in here, but we will take what we can get. The magazines and remote holder can probably slide in there without an issue. What about some vinyl? Size it down, some 45s maybe? And speaking of, could I squeeze in the turntable? I really don't think so, because I think it's going to look pretty bad the more I squish it into the wall. Because while it's not clipping through on the other side, like the record is literally cut off. But if I brought it right here, Bob, we are counting on you, Bob. No, you can do it, you can do it. Can you sit? Functional. I'm like, is everyone seeing this right now? Everyone, it's just me. He's having a great time. Wait, I'm literally just gonna let him sit here and enjoy until we need him next. Oh, I am realizing I made a big deal about putting this table here and then I didn't put anything on it. Could we get the little game cube? Would that work? I wonder if I could put that on the floor. Okay, he can still sit. It's okay. Is it too risky to try to get an authority? It might clip into the wall a little bit. It's okay. Is it though? We didn't really add a rug. The logistics of putting a rug here when it goes under the pillar, we suspend our disbelief. They cut a hole in the rug so that the pillar, it could go around the pillar, obviously. And now it's very nice and cozy, a nice cozy sitting area, yay. Now we're coming over here to bedroom number 1. At least I hope so. The reason that I chose this area is because this is really the only place where we have like 3 tiles and like 1 open there. So I don't feel like we're wasting these tiles like right here if I put the bed there. For beds, your Sims need to be able to access like right here by the pillow, and they should be fine, as you can see. I would hate sleeping there with my head so exposed, but that's kind of our only option. I thought about starting to bring in some blue. I don't know if I'm committed to that. I actually really do like the rusty orange and green, but I think it could be a lot for like the whole house. I'm not exactly sure what should be happening with the window situation. I kind of don't love the concept of it being right by the head of the bed, but we could add some blinds and be like, no, it's fine. Because I think what I would hate more is the window being at the foot of the bed. I also don't like that. Now, I know I just said how these tiles aren't really functional at all, but I think just for like vibes, I might throw this little dresser right here, because do you see how it lines up perfectly with the bottom of the bed? So like ideally those doors can still open. So I did go straight to adding the bed here and I passed this little nook. This is going to be a desk space. It makes sense. We can do a little desk with a hutch above. I feel like that helps maximize the space. I guess this could also be like an office space. I'm gonna just add a little clutter behind them. You know, on their Zoom background, they'll have some pictures and their diploma. Yay. Oh, these big long walls. It's like, I don't think I normally have to think about this many paintings and posters. How about these designer wall prints? Do we have some variations on these? Okay, so anyway, I think that is it for our bedroom. So now we come back here to this back hallway. I think I am going to leave this for last. And we don't actually have a proper dining area yet. So that was going to be the next thing that I wanted to think about. I think I want to do the thing I was talking about with the window, but I want to do it here. Wait, no, that wouldn't make sense. Unless it did. You know, this game has surprised me a lot. And what I'm wondering is if I put a dining table, splitting the difference on this wall, I have a feeling this will not be functional, but Bob, if this is functional, wait, not, it's literally functional. There is no good reason that that should be functional. Bob, thank you so much for your service. nervous to me today. Oh my goodness. That actually wasn't even my initial plan. My plan was going to be to do 2 dining tables like this and put a window in between so it's like you're talking to the other person. But if we can save even more space and do that, that is incredible. And the reason that I thought that this wouldn't be functional is if you can see, the chair is not slotting to the table when it's split in between the walls. It's only slotting on that side. But it does seem like if I slot the chairs to the table before, it works. So now for the window, I want one that like doesn't have glass in it, like this brick one. Obviously that one is too big, but that's what I'm going for here. This cats and dogs one is probably our best bet. Wait, no. The old meets view one would be better because the separation hits right at the table. But my other question is, can he sit down and eat it? Can he eat it at the table? Wait, yes he can. We have the power of Bob pancakes on our side. And Eliza. Is Eliza still here? Okay, Eliza did leave. I was trying to, you know, include her as well. Oh, no. What do you mean? What do you mean you can't clean up the plate? You'll just have to drag the plates around. But anyway, that was my vision for the dining room. I added this wall piece. I'm kind of scared to add anything else. Maybe a plant. Additionally, I would love to get a little centerpiece on the table. So that is our dining area, and Bob really has to pee, so let's move over to the bathroom. So this is our one room for the house that I did actually let us have a bit of room. I actually don't even really think that I needed to do this. I just wanted it to, at the very least, be enclosed. So I'm going to add the door there, I think. So a 4-tile bathroom is not very hard, though I did just realize something else. I should have actually given us a 6-tile bathroom. And the reason for that is I thought we could also do a toddler bed right here because that would be functional. But that doesn't feel very nice to make a toddler live here. Their movement skill would be through the roof though with all this walking they have to do to just get to regular stuff. We need to have a bathtub. Is there any possible way? I kind of don't think so. I'm down to keep attempting, like say we do that, and normally if we size down the tiny living toilet, it might be okay. I actually haven't done that in a long time, so I can't say for sure. And if we size down one of the sinks, sometimes that does work. Bob, please don't tell me the toilet has to be full size. That's probably a brand new sentence. Sometimes I'm talking about sim stuff and I'm like, no one has ever said that before. But look, it works. Now, does the sink work? It's taking him seemingly 100 Wait, Bob, wash your hands. Okay, and can you take a shower? And he can take a shower. Fascinating stuff happening here on the Sarah Kendall YouTube channel. Well, my next question is, do I have to do this sink? Can I please do a different sink? The growing together one? I think this is one of those challenges where like, you might really hate that I'm sizing these down because it's going to look weird when your sim is actually using them. And so if you were to do this challenge, you might really prioritize keeping everything properly sized. And today, I don't feel that way. Today, I'm like, how can we squeeze everything in at any cost? I'm going to get us just like a little bit more clutter. I don't want to get too ambitious. I am very grateful for what we have. I don't want to do anything too wild in the clutter department that may affect this. All right, well, I think this will be our bathroom for this house. Moving over here to the toddler room. I do have this bed here. I think that is the one I want to go with, but maybe we can do, the pink could be nice. I think we'll put a window right there. Oh no, one of these things is like half clipping in depending on the angle. I don't want to mess up the functionality that we've already tested so well. I kind of want a toy box. We could maybe do that in here. And I guess if we have a toddler, we also need a toddler potty. Oh no, my whole plan is crashing down. We could put one right there outside the bathroom. It's just for storage. If they actually need to use it, they will take it into the bathroom. I do actually wonder if we could put it right here. It's a little less out in the open if we do that. Because what I wanted to do in this corner was add like a blarfy because I'm pretty sure those will work if they're sized down. I actually might want to go with this wallpaper from the Storybook Nursery kit. I didn't realize how nicely that goes with the pink that we have on the bed already. Could we also size down a rug like that? Just like something very cutesy. I literally might do 2 of these just because that fits in so nicely. And we could add in some butterflies for a little bit more decor. And I might leave the toddler area like this for now. And I'm also realizing this probably just in general was not a good idea because what's gonna happen when the toddler ages up? Let's just move over here now. I kind of want to put a mirror on the wall here. I think we do need to choose like an actual wall mirror. I think this cozy bistro one really works with our color scheme. The reason I put it there is because I was thinking that this could be like the closet, the dresser that is actually accessible. Now, wait a minute. This is from the new mudroom kit. Does that function as a dresser? Like if I told Bob Pancakes to come over here, it'll work. If I delete those shoes, it'll work. Well, that actually changes things because we don't need a dresser there. But I'm also like, well, wait, now what do I do here? If I don't do that, what do I do here? I'm trying to see what we have that's like one tile skill building. I was hoping there would be a 2-tile like skill building table where they stand more on one side, but most of them they've got you standing in the center. What if we added the 1-tile bar right here? The way I'm like, could we have it poking through and do a little pass-through window moment with the backyard? Wait, I don't want to get my hopes up. That's the thing. Like if we did that, that looks so absurd. But Bob Pancakes, could we do it? It does look like the bar does work. So now that you've made the drink, can you go here and can you accept the drink? He comes back in to accept the drink. So this is doing something similar to the dining table, which is where it didn't slot to the item because it was like on the other side of the wall. Bob, can you sit here? I actually don't even really care that much if you have to go back in to get the drink. For whatever reason, he cannot get the drink when it's on that side. You can drag it into his inventory and have him drink it that way. I'm really not mad about that. That's like actually kind of really cool. Okay, so me and a bunch of people were gonna have cars that aren't super loud later if you wanted to pull up. I don't think they wanted to pull up. Oh my God, can I add the barrel? Bob, is it functional? I don't think he can. I don't think he'll be able to. Wait, no, he can. Can you make a drink? Oh, this is amazing. Now I am kind of lost on what to do in this little nook. I could do a dresser. What about a punching bag for fitness with a mirror right there? A home gym. You have the home bar, the home gym, home office, home reading nook library. And then we come to the dreaded hallway. I really like have no thoughts here. We could make it kind of like entirely glass. I think that will help the house still feel really quite large. Maybe not large, but like open. And we could do like a runner rug right there. Okay, well now I finally get to do a little bit of landscaping and thinking about how this house should look from the outside. And that's really not the most interesting part of the video. And I tend to do kind of very similar landscaping on a lot of my builds. I think I'll just give us like a little sitting area. I need to remember to give us a big trash can, which I'll put right there. I also gave us like a high top table with some more bar stools, so it's kind of like, oh, they pulled one over there. I'm like, let me use a big plant that I do not have to worry about it clipping in somewhere random. I kind of was thinking maybe a rug and like a little speaker out here. And that's kind of vibey for the back patio. I said I was gonna landscape and then I did half the house and I was like, oh wait, we gotta do the back patio. I think our final thing to playtest is the punching bag, which does work. All right, well, here we go. Let's go in for the final tour. I hope you enjoyed this build challenge. I am actually very surprised at what was functional and also what was not functional. I really love this little reading nook. I think that's the only place in the house that maybe feels darker and more closed off without a window, but that's okay. If you didn't notice, I was doing this on a 20 by 15 lot today, and the size of this house is only 7 by 10. So if you'd like me to do larger ones, I think also it would also be interesting to like do a house that has also little maze bump outs. So as always, you know, comment down below what you want to see. Please go check out Sandra's channel. She does some incredible build challenges over there. I love our little pass-through window. I think I'm going to have to use that in a more proper build sometime. Hey Bob, how's it going? But there's our dining area and our bathroom in here and the toddler room. And here is the back of the house. Here is how it looks from the top down. If you made it this far in the video, comment a boxing glove emoji for Bob, yes. And of course, if you did like it, go ahead and give it a like and also subscribe to my channel. We are always doing fun, silly, weird build challenges over here. YouTube thinks you will like what everyone is showing you on the screen, so go check it out, see if YouTube is right. And all of my socials are linked down below if you'd like to follow me anywhere. I do live stream on Twitch every weekend. And other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a lovely tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!